from the Magistrates Association of Jamaica, St. James chapter. And this is a very special and so a category 5 hurricane. So 6. On go. So this section practical psychologist, positive mindset. So in that sense, she's a positive mindset coach. And this a very interactive session. She will show you techniques on how to deal with stress. And I can tell you, I had a 5-week conversation on stress. So, but turn to that post. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so very much for this time. Having good things from his name, Mrs. Claudette.
Thank you, Madam Chair. But on behalf of the national body, our president, Mr. Trevor Heaven, and all the executive of the Lmaj-St Association of Jamaica, and we are very, very excited that our new president in St. James has started the ball rolling. And I know there's a certain part of him that clicks when it comes on to this aspect of our lives, our mental strain in us that moves and have our being. He's very, very particular and is very concerned. And so he opted to go this direction this evening. And I'm happy to be here, and I bring you greetings on behalf of the national body. I not only bring you greetings on behalf of the national body, but I also bring you greetings on behalf of the St. James Parish Library, of which I'm also the chairman. And so I will make it happen whenever anything is to be happening at the library. I will make it happen as a chairman. And so we're happy to be able to enjoy this facility and to be here this evening. So I welcome you all and thank you for coming. And I know that whatever resources we have, we will use for the betterment of our fellow men. And so I thank you again, Mr. President, and on behalf of our President Trevor Heaven and all the executive or vice president, Paulette Kirkland, the secretary. I know some of them are on. Welcome if you're online. I'm happy that you could join us, and all the rest of the JPs in the parish of St. James and Jamaica. Thank you for coming. This will be an awesome time in the presence of the Lord. God bless you.
Thank you, Mrs. Said. We will be having a series comes. I just want to encourage your hearts this evening that all is not lost. Some persons really have been hit very hard, but let me just encourage you. All is not lost. And there is still hope. As long as there is life, there is hope. Oh, your mercy never fails me. And all my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. No, you have been faithful. Oh, yes, you have. Lord, you have been so, so good. With everything that I remember, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You led me through the fire in darkest night. You were close like no other. I've known you as a father, known you as a friend, and I have of God. And oh, you have been faithful, say, and oh, you have been so, so good with every neighbor. Oh, sing of the goodness of God. Yes, your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender. Give you everything. For your goodness is running after me. And all my life you have been faithful. Yes, you have. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every neighbor, I will sing of the goodness of God. Yes, I will sing. God to be encouraged.
Glory to
JPs are family. I thank you for your service. And this empowerment series is very important for you, not just for Melissa, but for the importance of self-care. Because when you give to others, when you are there for others, sometimes we forget that you cannot pour from an empty cup. So it is important to be empowered, to lift yourselves, to be there so that you can be guided and that you can have something in you too, so that as you give to others, I know it is not just you signing documents. I know a lot of persons, when they come to you, they pour out their whole life story to the JP. And I just want to say, remember, you are human too. You take on the world, but you are human too. So self-care and empowerment and re-empowerment is very important. Now we are looking at the series, Empowerment for the Journey. And I want to ask you, we have been going through a journey. Can you set that up so that I can be ready for it when I want? Thank you. We have been going through a journey of newness, a journey of new experiences, a journey of experiencing what is so-called a category 5, but we haven't found the category that we think is appropriate for it. A journey of redefining what a hurricane means to us. A journey of seeing persons who today they had a home and another day they are homeless. Of persons who are trying to find footing, even though they were considered at one point middle class, but now they are trying to find footing. A day of persons in shelters much longer than we've had to use shelters in the history of our country. A day when we understand what we hear of as world thing, where we've never had to have that concept before. So newness in a lot of situations. But I also put forward that this is also a season of resilience. This is a season of realizing that we are not limitless, but we do have limits, even if we I have to assess my situation. Now, this presentation was done by Dr. Karen De Silva, and she was kind enough to share it. And when I saw it, I said, no, I don't need to touch this. It doesn't make sense you fix something that is not broken. So I just said, thank you, Dr. De Silva. And so I give her full credit for her presentation. Won't be doing all of it because it's not that type of story today. But we want to be open, we want to be sharing, we want to be hearing from you. So this is not just as is their presentation, this is us interacting with each other. So yes, disasters come. And our disaster had a lovely name called Melissa. Isn't that a lovely name? Melissa. Melissa. And you know, some persons are considering changing their name because their name was Melissa. It's Melissa. And it now means a lot. But what does that name mean to you? What does that name, when I say Melissa, what does it mean to you? Devastation, trauma, family name, yes. Loss, yes. Anybody else? Disappointment, yes. What does it mean to you? Disaster, thank you. What does despair, destruction, and for a lot of persons, it is depression. And a lot of persons, there are a lot more words that you can think of that it's meant to you. I've been going around and doing similar sessions and asking persons, what's your Melissa story? So probably we could allow probably 2 persons, and when we share like this, we ask that persons the stories that can cause persons to run out of the room. So no blood gushing, no stories. But if you need to share those, when we finish here, you can just call me aside. We just don't want to re-traumatize anybody that is here. So who would like to share your Melissa story? And you know what we'd love for today? You know what we'd love for December 17? Your Melissa story of recovery. Not just what happened. Please go. Please go. Go ahead. He wants to share his story. And it is important for us not to take this lightly, because everybody in some way has been impacted by this hurricane. We have persons, we have children who are afraid to hear the rain fall. Go ahead. All right, so do you want to share what happened or how you survived? Because it's so powerful that you survived, Melissa. Do you want to share how you survived? Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
So that was the time during Melissa, and I could not see anything because the whole entire place was white, like white. And there was a Chinese lab in front of my backyard. After the white disappeared, it was destroyed. A Chinese lab.
This lab, the Chinese lab was destroyed. Okay.
It just got destroyed. Nothing was there. And then there was like a big piece of zinc that was just flying all over the place from lot 17. Like a place called lot 17.
Mhm.
It just flew down. It just flew down the road, and then it hit our neighbor's car. And then I said, I hope that that piece of zinc just flies away and does not hit anybody anymore. And then I just spoke too soon. It just come flying into another car and just damaged the back. And then like damaging the power lines, making us not get electricity for a full 4 weeks. For a full 4 weeks. And got the electricity back on Saturday. On a Saturday. Until this moment, I realized that this hurricane was not any ordinary hurricane in this world. It was a bad hurricane that can even manage to wipe out a whole entire island without leaving a tree standing. And there was like a truck that was driving down where the hurricane was going on. It was driving during the hurricane. And then after the hurricane, we went. Does anybody know Tucker?
Yes.
We drove there. And then I saw that same body frame of that same truck that drove past the house. And then my brain was like, that truck shouldn't have went down there. It just got washed away from the whole entire road. And there's many shops that just got fully blown away. and like there is another car that was upside down in a house.
Wow. Mhm.
So like what we did, we taped up the windows. We put some sandbags in the back and front of the house. We put some inside and some outside.
So basically, you were putting preparations in to make sure your house didn't get more damage. Water.
All I did is just like get like it leaked a little bit. That's all.
How did all of this make you feel? Seeing the destruction, seeing the zinc, seeing all of that.
First, I was like, "There's no problem with this," but when I heard that it was a hurricane, I was like, when I heard it was a Category 5, and my mother told me that a Category 5 is very dangerous, I just start panicking like, how am I gonna survive? How is this house going to manage this? I hope I don't die.
Isn't this relatable to a lot of persons? A lot of persons would be able to relate to this, even at his age. I hope we are understanding that we need to listen to the children. We need to allow them to share, because a lot of them are not being heard because they don't have bills to pay and they're out of school, so they should be just fine, but they have been impacted by the hurricane. Yes, I want to thank you so much for sharing. Let's put our hands together for him. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It is important for us to be open, and I love his example because he was open and he was ready to share even more. He has things that he wants to say. A lot of us as adults need to understand that it is important to pour out. It is important to let this out, because holding it in can sometimes have the effect like a soda bottle. You know, the soda bottle, and we are shaking and we are shaking, we are shaking, and then there is no outlet, and so it just moves out. So yes, we have disaster, and we know that anything called a disaster can impact our mental health. A lot of us mix up mental health and mix it up with mental illness. So once we hear mental health, we think, oh, madness. No, mental health is important. So we need to touch our mind and say, thank God for our mental health. It is important to have our mental health. We need to be able to function emotionally, psychologically, and socially. We need to be well-being, that I am well. We need to know that our physical health depends a lot on our mental health. It's important to understand that trauma is a real thing. Trauma is a real thing, because people have natural responses to events. And so a trauma can give a strong emotional response to a negative event. And that is important for us to understand, that a lot of persons now have experienced serious trauma. And imagine that you've gone through trauma and you're just pulling it down. Yeah, man, me a G, me can run this, me can hold this. Yeah, man, I'm strong. Even though you know you are feeling emotions and you're going through situations, and for some persons, you need help. So it is important for us to understand that trauma can have serious impacts. Anxiety, fear, withdrawal, aggression. I was driving and I was stuck in traffic, and I saw a man with a stick pass a lady. The lady had one child in her hand, and the lady turned around with the child and chased off the man. What did he do? Brush against her clothes when he was passing with his stick. But tempers are high because people are trying to survive. People tired of carry water. People tired of being in the dark. People are tired of mosquitoes giving all different tunes and all different symphonies at their ears. The rats now. feeling like there was a welcome mat put out for them. And some persons have to be washing things in their houses that they probably wouldn't normally wash. We have to be washing our bananas and all our fruits, as we don't know if any visitors came overnight to come and give them little hugs and kisses. So we have to be careful of everything now. And it is not easy. Things that would have been just normal. I mean, I went by somebody and let me share this one. I went by to pick up my aunt in West Green. And one of the times when she was down there, yes, she's from West Green. That famous community now, West Green and Catherine all are known well. No. And I stopped the van. I was going to call her, and then I saw the World Kitchen van. And I got joined the line. You know how long I never tasted chicken? And it was just a pleasure. And they never asked, are you from West Green? I just went and I joined the line and went and collect my food. And I was just so grateful. Simple things. When we were passing back, a truck was there. And I guess we looked to order, we weren't bothering anybody. We were just driving past. They said, did you get water? We said, no. Push water in the vehicle, push water in the vehicle. And we were like, taking water, taking water. We were just so grateful. When I got back up to Mount Salem, I was able to share with persons in Cornwall Gardens and said, you know, you have water. One of my neighbors shared with me. I went to him and I said, you have water? And he said, have a little bottle, sip in. And you know, me have kidney problem. I said, listen to me, man. Don't bother with it. I said, look how much people are here. But isn't that how we are? Help. So just being in our house and being by ourselves, we have to know that this is not that time. If we need help, it doesn't matter what status we live in. If we need help, we need help. So we need to know it is okay to be okay. And it is okay to ask for help. Who else would like to share your Melissa story? Your survival story, your victory story. Anybody else? Are we not waiting enough? So if you want to share it at some point. Anybody? You can. Go ahead. So we're getting a story from West Green.
All right. As you heard, my home is in West Green. And during the storm, while we were trying to control water coming from the toilet bowl, flooding the house, my daughter exclaimed, we have to go. By the time she said that, water was up here. By the time I turned around to grab the bags with the documents, water was up here. I got out onto the road. There was nowhere to go. But a young man directed us and said, go through the backyard, climb over the wall. And there's a 3-story building behind us that is enclosed, but it's empty. And the one workers opened up. By the time we got there, bottom floor was flooded, but we had the 2nd and 3rd floor to occupy. And that man was so kind. He allowed members of the community to stay there until they were able to find elsewhere. And on top of that, a house collapsed in St. Elizabeth, killing one uncle on the spot, and the other 2 died in Mandeville Hospital a week later. But in all of this, God has been very good. People, even that I don't even know, have been reaching out to me. I've been getting cash. I've been getting kind. And when Rosette came for me the day after the storm, and had no clothes. So her daughter was able to find clothes, then her sister-in-law, and the very next Sunday I was able to go to church. Her brother's friend also gave me 2 pairs of shoes, and I've been in church almost every Sunday since then. And although it seems very difficult, but I'm alive. I'm able to move on with my life. There are some things that I can't replace, like my photos from childhood and all of that. But everything else is replaceable. yes, I have lost very close family members, but God has been good. And just as he has taken care of me, he'll take care of anybody else. Sometimes emotionally, mentally, it's not so easy, but I have Rosette. I have other people around me, and they have been good support for me. Thank you.
Give her a better hand, man. I can tell you that it's the first time she shared that story openly without crying. Yes, so it means that she is healing. And yes, there might be future times when she cries, because guess what? It's okay to not to it. It's okay to cry. It's okay. It's okay, because all of us have emotions. So we need to understand that it's okay. So yes, she has lost. So everybody was saying this thing, at least I have life. There are relatives that she has that can't say that. But guess what? She is looking at what is holding her up. What is it that is keeping you going? What is it that is pushing you forward? What is it that is keeping you going ahead? Since I've reached out to her from her college that she went to because she's a retired teacher. So you just imagine a retired teacher. You retire from high school also, but imagine a retired teacher now. You retire, getting a pension, and you don't have to be buying clothes. You don't have to buy certain things because you have your furniture, you have everything that you need. And you just cruising along now. Thing just I can tell you. To be asking her if these people did put down the clothes and have her name on them. Because nobody when she goes to church is thinking that saved some of your clothes, the clothes she's not easy to fit. The clothes fit her. That is gifts that person's reaching out. So when we think that it's a certain status and well, this might be opportunity. Some persons how good I felt when I was able to give that mother cut water, give side side something for somebody. Even though you go through the college, we have a no. Students can come in because we have a lot of students who lost houses. And we have another lot of those who lost roofs. But guess what? You know what? Because persons, bless her, some can't fit her, she said, here for your students. Another person come, here for your students. So, check. Dog. So you might be going through some situations. And you know, the stuff that's and I said, this is it. When somebody is eating the skin. So you might be going through your situation, your circumstance, and think that I am at the last. But somebody else is there that would be grateful for your help, for your word of encouragement, just for the fact that you have lost so much, or you have so much, and you keep going. Somebody can look at that and say, look at the journey. I need to keep going. I need to keep standing. Yes, sir.
Story could be told in the same format as the little boy. My house was not damaged. It is a slab roof, so it was not damaged. I spent most of the time during the works right at the front of it, just having a view as to and I can spacing and
creatures. This in the so the birds are now coming down as close as I am to them. They don't even mind. They are picking up every little thing that they can find. And I have made sure that I have saved something for them from time to time. I must be honest. To close, I went to a friend of mine yesterday, and when I went into her living room, I noticed some broken crackers on her table, her dining table. And I said to her, "You feeding ants?" And she said to me, "No, there's a little chirpy bird that comes, and this is where he gets his food." And I was like, "Really?" And she said, "If you are around a little longer, you will see the bird coming in." I didn't see the bird, but I went to. And I just want to assure all of us, I'm Christian minded, just want to assure all of us that in spite of what Melissa has done, God still provides and He still rules. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Put your hands together for him. Thank you. Looking at even the crumbs is helping one of God's creatures. I want to just quickly share this with us. And we talk about picking up the pieces. But this is looking at the pieces framework. And we're seeing what the different letters for pieces mean. The physical, the interpersonal, the emotional, the cognitive, environmental, and the spiritual. And I'm going to be going through each area, and some of us might be able to relate to some of the areas that are there. So when we look at the physical, it's important to know that we need to do our body check. How many of us are aware of what is happening in our body? We look at faces. Some persons today have been saying, look at your eyes look red, man. And so I have to now make sure that I make sure my pressure is all right. I make sure that I am going to bed. I am going to bed early this evening. So I have to make sure I check on what is happening, because sometimes you're so caught up reaching out or might be watching something or so that you don't get enough rest. And then I am a morning person. So in the morning, no matter what time I go to bed, I am up. But you have to know that the body needs rest. So we need to take care of the physical. Some of us might be having headaches and not realizing that they are mentally motivated. We might be going through something that is causing us to have the headache that we need to deal with. Some of us, it's some emotional situation that we are not dealing with. So we need to understand that physical is important. We need to take care of the body. We need to look what is happening in our body. Not because you have to be going out and helping everybody, that you're not going to look about yourself. We lost a student just this week at from our evening college. And we haven't had the details yet of what happened. So I won't even share any information because, it's hearsay at this point. But it is important to check what is happening in your body. This is not the time to ignore a headache. This is not the time to ignore any pain at all. Or if you're not feeling well, you need to check out what's happening. We need to check out because emergencies are not welcome now. So let us deal with the situation before it reaches the emergency stage. Now we also need to look on the interpersonal. You see, this situation here, very important. Some persons are at home alone. Some persons used to being out and not out anymore. Some persons are not getting the opportunity to go to work because the hotels are closed. A lot of them are closed. And the interaction that persons usually have, they don't have it. So let us make sure we are observing changes in relationship with ourselves or with others. Is there withdrawal with somebody that usually communicating well? From on the phone, who used to be sending your messages, probably Some of it might be the connectivity. But for others, we need to just check up on them. What's happening? That's important. Some persons getting irritable. We need to check, how they are relating to others. Ask yourself, do you feel like talking to someone? You notice I said ask yourself, because sometimes you need to check on yourself. You need to find out what is happening. Why is it that I don't feel like talking to anybody, even though I used to be somebody who's a social butterfly? I just want to be alone. Just check what is happening. Interpersonal is important. So like this that we are having here is very important. The group building and peer support, very important there. We also want to look at emotional factors. And some of us, when we deal with the emotions, we just like hush them down. There's some emotions that we have to stop in their tracks. How is it causing you to react when you feel this way? So first you need to check, how am I feeling? Are you asking yourself that? How am I feeling? Am I feeling sad? Am I feeling angry? Am I feeling fearful? A parent shared that every time the rain falls, her daughter goes under the table and says, Mommy, are we going to die? Because that is how she felt in the hurricane. So it is important for us to recognize our feelings. I did a survey among a number of persons, and this word here, hopeless, was the most popular word. Persons were saying they felt hopeless. And a lot of the persons that said they felt hopeless also said little or no impact from the hurricane. Little or no impact from the hurricane. But like me, when they opened their doors and started to drive around, they realized that the world in the West was different. I went to St. Elizabeth and I was coming back. So when I was going, I was videoing and taking in these things and looking at that and saying, wow, most points I couldn't recognize where I was because the landmarks just weren't there. But coming back, I had to close my eyes because I realized I was feeling overwhelmed. So I wasn't driving. So I had to close my eyes and said, okay, was it? You have to know when to stop the social media take. When you hear about this happening and that and the latest thing, and this even some of the stories, yes, they're touching, but you have to know if you can manage another story. You have to know what's happening. So supportive language, it's okay. It's okay to not to be okay, It's okay to feel upset. It's okay to feel angry. It is okay. But it is also okay to stop a feeling that's because sometimes some of these emotions feel like sinking sand. And if you feel like you're drowning, you need to be able to reach out because there are persons around. They don't realize something else. And you need to be able to say, help me. It might be to a family member. It might be to a friend. It might be to a psychologist or a counselor. To say, help me, I need help. Negative thoughts do not need help, you know that, to come. Just like weeds, they come uninvited, and sometimes we have to stop them in the tracks, go deep, and so that is why sometimes we need the help of a professional, because sometimes we have to go deep to dig them out and get them out. And then we have to know how to put in the different type of fertilizer or what is there to stop them, the weed killers, to cure the ground so much that even for a while, to come back. Because some of us, we take the weeds out, but we don't do anything. So because seeds and little things that are there, the little droppings that are there from the weeds, just spring back. And we just spring back. And if we do nothing, I remember we have an excellent gardener at some shop. And I remember that time he wasn't there. And I had taken a picture of the garden. And when I looked at it, I had to take another picture because you couldn't see the flowers. It still looked beautiful, but it had a totally different shape and a totally different flowers. And I looked at it, and when I looked good, I realized this was not flowers. They were weeds. We need to understand that in situation, in our circumstance, what looks good is just a mask of what is really there. Because the weeds were there, but they had a beautiful blossom that made them look like they belonged. So you have to decide what belongs in your mind and what does not belong, even though it seems to be working. Is it really working? Are you functioning? Are you able to start now and put the plans in place and say, okay, what is the first step? Yesterday I was talking to somebody and she was crying and she was saying, I said, okay, what is it that we need to get done? What is it? And she said, the house. I said, the house cannot be built as the next step. What is it that can be done tomorrow? She said, but the house. I said, come now. We cannot build the house tomorrow. What is it that we can get done tomorrow? I said, I need to get an assignment to assist you, and you need to get an assignment. So what is it for tomorrow? She said, well, she needs to know how much. I said, okay, sounds like a plan. We were able to get an estimate tomorrow for the house. I said, that would take you one step further to the house. What she said, there's nobody. I said, don't reach the money part yet. The only part you're at now is the estimate. So let's take the one step. You know what one step does? Takes you from where you were to another place that is nearer to your goal. That's the power of one step. Some of us, because you are looking at the door and it looks so far. You're saying, I don't have the energy to reach the door. It is too far. I can't manage. How am I going to get there? My feet aren't working. I'm feeling sick. I don't have the money. I don't have anywhere, and it is so far. But suppose we use that energy to say, I can take one step. I'm closer to the door than I was before. And guess what we can do next? Take another step. Let us learn from the GPS. When you're going somewhere, the GPS shows you the next step. You're going to Kingston, GPS doesn't show you Kingston. It only shows you and talks to you, that lovely lady voice, and it tells you the next step. So let us remember that when we're going through our situations. So what do you need to do to get that emotion to change? Is it music? Is it dancing? Is it so that you can release some of that? Is it praying? So for some persons, it's coloring. You need to go back and buy a coloring book. We can get some cheap ones for $150 and just color. Just color. For some persons, we can paint. For some persons, it is going now and spending some time in prayer and just meditating on the word. You have to know what is it that helps you to move from that place. Now, we also want to look at the cognitive. Are you having forgetfulness? And let us not blame Melissa if you were forgetting a long time. Because some of us, we have been getting to that place where the memory is not so much. I go and I leave the kitchen and I go to the living room and I say, what did I come out here for? But I just remind myself, listen, it doesn't matter. I go back, if I remember, I go same time and go do it. And I go back to the kitchen. So some of us go, we stop and we start saying, and we start saying, what happened to me? What happened to me? We need to remember the serenity of God. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. What is something that you can change? Let me hear from you. What is something you can change in this season, in this setting, in everything that's going on? And it might not be Melissa related. Because some of us done with Miss Melissa a long time. Is it that you can change? I heard, can say mindset. Mindset is a powerful thing. That's my game. That's my mojo. I believe it's a calling for me. Because mindset, I believe, drives everything else. if you want to be a good business person, it starts with the mindset. If you want to have money, it starts with the mindset. Because if you give somebody that is a billionaire and you rip them out of everything and they still have that mindset, give them 2 years. Right back better than where they were before. But another at the same place, but they did not have, because some of us have what we call a poverty mindset. And so we sit down there at the 2 years and we say, me not have nothing. And we look at what we don't have. We don't look at all that could be going right. We don't look at that business plan that probably if we start something, it might be small, but because we want to be big company, we're not looking at the little thing that we could do. So what is it that we can do? Let's work out something and look at it and focus. What I had to be doing during Melissa, I had to be doing what we call private speech. So I'm saying, okay, because I'm thinking of this student and I'm thinking of this client that is calling me and this person and the office have a foul smell because of wet water and I have to go clean out the office, but no water not down there to wipe it out and the rug need to wash and all the things coming and all the things coming. So I said, okay, what am I going to do now? I said, chair. I said, Rosette, come. Chair, and I'm talking out loud. Take it and you're going to put over here. And one thing that I am doing what I am saying I am going to do. So I taught myself through that before would have been nothing for me. I taught myself through. Was it? Okay. You're going to take up these and you're going to go to the wash area that is set up around the back and you're going to take up the pot and you're going to go around there, you're going to sew this one and then you're going to put something in this one. And I've taught myself and I said, come, you're not doing anything else. You're going to go back around, take up the rest of them, carry around the back. And guess what? When I finish, I accomplish what I taught myself, what I talked to myself through. So you have to do what helps you. Cognitive is very important. So ask yourself if you find anything hard to focus and find a way. Sometimes you can practice by just choosing one little spot. It might be this little crack here, there. And you say, listen, I need to remember and train my mind to focus. For 5 minutes, I'm going to look at that. And you're just training your mind to focus. Foolishness, but very powerful because you're training your mind and you hear other things, but you're reminding yourself, no, I'm training my mind to focus. Because you remind yourself that, listen, to focus, to get moving on whatever I need to accomplish. So sometimes we need to get back to some routines, some things that we need to use to do that we're not doing now because of that. Guess what? You can feel. Even if you don't feel comfortable walking at the time you used to walk, probably you can walk at a later time. It is the time when you take the journey in your mind. You know that since Melissa, I have been floating like once a week. I've gone floating and I feel the water coming up to my ears and I feel the water coming in. I'm opening my eyes and I'm looking at the sky and it's so calming and beautiful. It's all mine. Walk eyes and take yourself through the journey because you used to do it and you know it. And walking is walking. So you reach the part where you used to go up, go step up a little further, take the knees higher because this part used to be the hill. And you know you finish the hill, now you're going down, balance yourself and go down. And take yourself through the journey that you used to take at that 5 o'clock when it was dark. Mentally take yourself. And this time we're not only mentally, we're just doing the journey in our mind, but we can actually step through because when you're going on the treadmill and you see those fancy journeys that are there on the screen, you feel like you're walking that way. So take yourself through your community. Keep up. I used to exercise very regularly, I used to video myself and post it. And you know, I felt discouraged like, well, it's not even doing anything. But sometimes what is not working for you is working on you. That is important, and that's what original to me. I follow Myron Golden, that's his say. So sometimes it's working on you because I've stopped now because it's not working. And I nearly dropped down and I go to the doctor and realize I gained so much pounds. So it was maintaining. It was doing something. So when you are doing something that you know can help you, don't give up on it. Keep doing it because you never know what can tell. Environment is there. We have to be careful. And I would add safety as a big priority. We have to know that we have to be careful. We have to be careful when we work. We have to be careful. It's important because cases are not as before. When I was going to look for my aunt and I looked and I saw the entrance because I didn't want to drive because I didn't know what was happening. So I took a taxi and dropped me off at Grill. And so I trucked and I had on my sneakers. I was fine, and I walked down to the West Green entrance. When I reached there, I couldn't enter because the mud was too high. So I couldn't enter. I stood there and I said, and my uncle from Canada was on the video with me, and my other cousin showed them. I said, I can't enter. I don't know what to do. But then I saw a co-worker and I said, "Ryan, get married." And so they were able to go through the mud. And they were going very near to where I was going. And I was able to find my relatives over there. So I had to be careful because I don't want to go in. When I was my fancy sketchers, because you're taking the journey, come back without bottom. Because one of the time when I step in the mud and come up, I see the bottom of the shoes in the mud still. That's how strong and pulling the mud was. They cast the bottom of my shoes. Of course, me grab up my shoes bottom. I'm not going to leave it. It's my sketches. And for the spiritual, for the S, very important. The spiritual is something that keeps us going. We need to know what beliefs bring us comfort in our confusion. What is it that calms us? What is it that gives us hope and have our faith-based situations? And so I will say for me, and I know a lot of persons here, that we can call out to God and say, well, help. Is it a situation where you pray? Is it a situation where you just sit and you just relax and you just say, okay, I just need some peace? So you might stop and sing and, I won't tell you that I'm Wedderburn, I won't say that. But you can just sing to yourself. You might not be able to get the internet. Go back to that song and just pretend that your last name is Wedderburn and just sing. Peace when troubles flow. Jehovah sees, and pull the mic down and go, Jehovah knows. Then you go and get your groove on whatever it is that gives you that peace. So it is important for us to know that we can go, we can survive, we can move forward, we can take that step into moving to go. Thinking about all of that, probably some persons start go back to you feeling like, boy, this is so much, and it's important. You know what is important in this season? To breathe, to breathe. And so I want us to stop and breathe. So I want us to know some persons, we claim we're breathing, but we just taking little breaths up here because we're just going through life so quick. So and you're not feeling the body not getting the energy it wants. So, and the whole cooling that it wants. So we're going to practice a breath. So we're going to put our hand a deep. So we're going to put our hand on our belly, right? We can say diaphragm and what we call it. Put our hand on our belly. We're going to breathe. And hand to your hand. So supposed to go, because guess what? You're taking in air. You're taking in air. So it is going to go out. It's supposed to go back in. So when you're taking the air, you're supposed to feel it expanding. And then let it out before it goes back in. So we're going to practice a breath, and then we're going to look at a technique. So let us go in now. After 3, 1, 2, 3, in, out. Now this time we're going to take it in, and we're going to go in for 4. We're going to hold for 5. We're going to release for 6. And we're going to do this when we're releasing. I want us to release like we're breathing through a straw. Because sometimes you want to just blow down, yes. But sometimes you have to take it slow and just allow the air to be released from your body in a way that allows you to know that it's one step at a time. So we're going to be going for 4, holding for 5, release for 6. A lot of times in our life, we take in things, we take in the trauma, we take in the pictures, we take in all the different things that are there, people's problems. You take in so much. And persons come to you asking you to save them marriage, save their situation, the lawyer, doctor, everything for them, although you're supposed to be just JP in their life. They come to you. We have other persons here, counselors here, persons are coming to you, persons who might not even be certified as counselors, but persons come to you because they trust you. And you're taking in. But sometimes when you're taking all of this, you have to just hold it and say, okay, this is not just for me. We go to the spiritual part. This is not just for me. I'm not the person that can deal with this alone. Can't manage all of it. So I need to release it and allow myself to know that I have help. I have reassurance as we release. We can't just hold it in because we're not going to the soda bottles. We have to release and know that, okay, this too shall pass. There's another day. There's another time when I can breathe again. So after 3, we'll start our in, and we're going to hold for 5 and then release for 6. So 1, 2, 3, in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, release, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to do that one more time. And sometimes, some persons might be doing it, feeling any change in your body, but guess what? Sometimes we have to do some things. You know, sometimes you take some medicine, you don't feel it same time. If you continue, the doctor says continue, and you not even realize when you stop sneezing. Sometimes we have to do it all 20 times. Deep breath. We're going to do it. So 3, we're going to go for 4, for 5, release for 6. So let's go. After 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, release, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who wants to share how they feel? More relaxed? Anybody else? How you feel, Dijon? Is Dijon going here? Relaxed. Yes. And as we said, some persons, I didn't hear you, Roger. Feel? Dick. All right, sir. Okay. So, yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. 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 Okay. For the, okay. 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 Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Sorry.
Right, sorry about that. So what I told some persons was that they needed to breathe and do the exercise that would release the dust and all the stuff from their lungs, because they would be outside sweeping and chopping, and then they wouldn't cover the nose, so we'd have a lot of stuff. So the exercise would be like you stand with shoulder width apart, and then you'd put your hand up like this in a triangular form, and then you pull down and breathe in and then out. In,
Stand and try.
in,
Let's stand and try. Come on.
and then out. And you feel it here. You start feeling it here. So in, down to in, out through the mouth. In, out. I will continue that, but when you're going to do this to release the dust and so forth, you can wrap a wet handkerchief and put it over, and you can see the dust imprint on it afterwards. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. Give him a clap, man. Give him a clap. And guess what? We have 3 persons already. 4 persons. It's careful because we're going to ask about 1 or 2 questions after, you know, but I want to teach you another technique. So this is called a grounding technique. And yes, this is called a grounding technique. So what we do is you want to look around, and we don't have to share now. We can share afterwards, probably 1 or 2. But just look around for 5 things that you see. 5 things that you see. 5 things you see. Then 4 things that you can feel or touch. Look around for 4 things that you can feel or touch. Then 3 things that you can hear. 3 things that you can hear. Then 2 things that you can smell. 2 things you can smell. And 1 thing, even if it's imaginary, that you can taste. That you can taste. So what you realize when you're doing this is that you have to focus. You find that? So no matter what you're going on with, you have to focus, because you're looking around for the 5 things. You're looking around for the 4 things. You are focusing on that. So sometimes you feel you might be at work. A lot of things might be happening, and you just need to do the grounding technique. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique to just take you back where you need to be. And this last one, this one that looks stupid. The first time I heard of it, it looked so stupid to me. But trying it and going over it, I realized how powerful. And I also did research on it. And I realized that it is used worldwide. Even in physical illness, is not just for calming. It is called tapping. It is called tapping. So for this one, I'm going to ask you, Dejan, to help me with the mic. And we're going to be touching points on our body. So the first point we want to touch is the side of our hand. First point, the side of our hand. And this is tapping. Now, when we're saying it, we try to use a statement that has some control and helps us with what we are saying, what we are thinking. And so we might say, like, tell somebody how you've been feeling over one of the negative things you're feeling. Some persons are overwhelmed, anxious. Tell me somebody. Depressed. So we can say, even though I feel depressed, I choose joy. So even though I feel depressed, I choose joy. And then we move to another point, and we can go to the right between the brows. I choose happiness. I choose, and we go to the side where the glass is inside of our head. I choose peace. And then we go below the eyes and say, I know I am well. Then we go below the nose and we say, I know I am happy. Then we go right above the chin. I know I have support. Because sometimes you have to remind yourself. I choose to love myself. And go below the collarbone. I choose to love myself. Tell me another thing that we can choose. I choose to be at peace. And this one, for those of us who are blessed, might be a little difficult, but we can do it. So you go to the side, right here, right? So we tap side, right where the bra line would be. I choose to be at peace. And then we do the last one. I choose to love myself. So you are going to know, find your own words. You don't even have to say it out loud. But even though, yes.
Choose positivity. It's like you're encouraging yourself to be. You're encouraging positivity in yourself. You're encouraged in. I said, especially after the hurricane and going back to work as a teacher for grade 6, you have to say, I am going. I want to endure. I want this to happen today. It may not happen, but leaving home.
So that those online can see you. And so that you can in the line for prize. Come on, so that those online can see you. Thank you, Judith.
I'm just saying that what I understand from our activity is that we're sharing positivity with ourselves. Because going to work every morning, you have to say, I am going there, I'm going to do this, this will happen. Maybe by the end of the day, you don't achieve what you set out. But in times like now, you have to do something. And listening to that young man earlier this morning, I get all different stories every day. Sometimes say, okay, we'll get back to you. Let us do the lesson today. But these children just want to express themselves. And we have to spend time to listen. And I thoroughly enjoy that positive moment, and I shall be doing it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Trying to see if I can take the PowerPoint of the screen for those online. Okay, okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. So yes, it's important to focus on positivity. That's very important. Focus on positivity. So you notice and then each person you will think of your even though, and then you speak all the positives. So we're just going to be doing it. So I don't need it because you saying our own thing. And then I feel, and you say what you're saying. All right, so we don't need the mic anymore, guys. Congratulations, and I want to people have lined up for prizes already, but I want to call and give you a prize. Yes, you can. It's come from this because it's come. Yes, she was ahead of the entire tapping. So she wasn't waiting and watching you or anything. She was showing. So guess what? You can pick your prize. Yes. Okay, she says she likes this. Yes. All right, so wait, they want a picture? You're taking a picture. You have the picture already of her and her prize? Yes. You're welcome. So now as I close, just remember peace, joy, and happiness. And just remember that even in our situation and our circumstance, there is a reason to smile. It is your reason to smile. It is your reason to have fun. It is your reason to keep going. Find that reason. Find that reason. And remember, you study, care yourself, love yourself, respect yourself. Just remember, this is important. So I want us to do, so did you please go? Yes, you get to choose. Which one do you want? Stress ball, so you can get to squeeze it. Or this is a light. This is a book, umbrella. Which one do you want? Go ahead. Awesome. Go stand. Wait, don't leave yet to want a prize with everybody. Prize. Yeah, go ahead, take your prize. Go ahead. Yes. Go ahead. Don't sit yet. No. All right. Oh. Yes. No lights. No. Yes, let's pose for your picture. Pose. Hold up your gift. Please come to and join the group. All right, it's all right, it's all right. You get all right. Oh, okay. All right. Yes. We got those pictures already? All right, awesome. Clap them, clap them, clap them. Clap them. And then for those who haven't, so they are prizes now, as we're going to be judging. So you have a seat and two prizes. So we have a first place and a second. All right, so we need 5 volunteers. I'm going to have a laughing contest because sometimes we go through some situations and laugh. And that's how we're closing today. Just go and just a laugh. That's something just it's coming. Yes, just go and laugh. Come on, nobody else. Come on. You look at you laughing already. Come on. Oh, anybody else? Anybody else? He chooses you. He says you are to come. She get a gift. It's all right. All right. Okay. So, right? You can think of your funniest moment, but sometimes when you're going through a situation, you need to be Just I don't have to have a reason to laugh. I just laugh. So after three, 1, 2, 3, laugh. It's true. She's second. All right. Yes, you have more stress ball. All right. And guess what? That exercise. So please come. Thank you so much. You came up again, so you can get another prize. You can choose somebody to give a prize. Who you want to give? All right. And guess what? Auntie Kay, you see how you survive. Yeah, if somebody say no, she needs to get something else, right? Thank you so much for having me. Over to you. Thank you.
Understand. I'm asking. Harrison is welcome. Mr. Professor to come and give a vote of thanks and presentation.
Mrs. James Smith, I don't know how to put into words, how to express how wonderful this session was. And I'm sure I can speak for everyone here and those online. It was an incredible session, and I'm looking forward to the second one already. I mean, you've taught us, or you shared with us, the pieces framework, how to cope, how to deal with different techniques, so many different techniques. I enjoyed the breathing one a lot. I enjoyed the tapping one. And I don't know if this goes the same for all of you, but even while doing it, you're just doing it for the sake of doing it. But some way throughout, as you get to the middle, you start believing what you're saying. I am strong, I am beautiful, I am at peace, I am loved. Whatever it is, you start feeling it. And by the end of the session, I feel like, and I hope that we are all leaving here more mindful, with a better mindset, more empowered, and we will also share what we have learned with those that we come in contact with. Mrs. James Smith, thank you so much for being here with us today and sharing your wealth of knowledge. And I hope that this small token of appreciation will be beneficial to you. And I know that you're going to share it with others because you're a very kind, sharing person. Thank you very much again. I tried.
JP Katrina. Right.
we have two final tokens to distribute, ladies and gentlemen. No, these are key packages, that's what people call it, but the full 1 month worth of food supply. Yes, for a small family. All right. Now, may I see the person? I wish we were able to do some things online also, but the next time around, we'll ensure that those who are online participate in the activities, so you can get a token. Justice of the peace who came here today, apart from the technical person. All right, yes, Sheldon would have been the person, right? But we're outside of Sheldon. It's no, outside of the team. It would have been JP. Rope. Okay, did you come before? Okay. Yes.
Was the first person to log on before you people came on.
JP Major Horton, can you come forward? All right. Push on, do the honors. Yes. Anyone? Anyone? Yes. Family. It's a family. It's a family thing. Token. All right, no problem. All right. To learn from Mrs. Brand. Oh, yeah. Why? Next one has to do with the first person who came. The first non-JP. She's checking the register. And the name is? Online? Somebody online?
I came online long before you people came on.
Yeah, inside. On here. Me. Is that person here? Rodney left. Who was the next person? No, K was on the outside. Estuary? Okay. But? What is here? TJ Bot? All right. Mr. Bot. No. No, right. No, right. Now we'll go on this other side. All right, good. All right. And online, next in two journals for online. Right. Those who are online, the first person to sign on online.
But let me say something about that signing on. Because I tried to sign on from about half an hour before, and nobody would let me in.
Me?
Yeah, that's me.
Hector. Okay,
Yes.
there was okay.
The
Go ahead.
same thing happened to me. Been online.
Yes, because I
Until
came
you
on
have
for
said
about
you were
half an
late.
hour before, and nobody would let me in.
Yeah, I'm not hearing what she's saying. Open your mouth.
Who are you talking
Mayor Hector.
about? Who you're saying you're not hearing what they're saying?
Not hearing.
Doctor has been here before y'all were present.
So about J. Renee.
It will be difficult to know who logged on first because unless you are let in, you can't know.
So we have
Hello.
And for anybody else? So,
Hello.
all right, that's it. So you collect your token from Mrs. Brian's office. All right.
Excuse me. Hello.
Colleagues,
Who is that you're
for
talking
those of
to?
you refreshment available, enjoy. So to see you. On
Hello.
Saturday,
Handy Grace.
such time apart, there is an engagement, an opportunity for persons documents. It's a social activity. So there are no agencies for you. So we invite you to join the, I think it is SDC, Chamber of Commerce, and some other organizations. The Lmaj-St Justice of the Peace will have a booth, so you can encourage your neighbors to come on down. If you have used your documents, you can have them placed, etc., and have them signed off on. I also use the opportunity to encourage you to share the GoFundMe drive that the Lmaj-St is pushing right now. So again, we're going to share the information in respective groups. You see it on our Facebook page, you see it on our Instagram page. Have launched a GoFundMe drive, and that drive is to raise funds for the residents affected in the parish of St. James. Right? It includes the justice of the peace and it includes the regular person. Right? It's for everybody who may have lost. Right? So we're encouraging you. We have a target of 100,000. So to the accomplishment plan.